Seconded. I call the member for McNamara.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, and I'm pleased to second the motion in the member for Ryan's name.
I'll give the call to member for McNamara.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, and I am pleased to follow the member for Ryan after his contribution and also to support him in this motion, an important motion in the House and a motion that we on this side of the House are pleased to support, and of course to echo many of the sentiment expressed by the member for Ryan. We don't agree on everything, and the member for Ryan and I have sparred on a few different occasions, but on this we are absolutely united, and I acknowledge him. He was the driving force in establishing this friendship group, and I was pleased to support and help him and to co-chair, but I acknowledge his leadership and his initiation of this important parliamentary friendship group, and I hope that there is never that the need for it dissolves quickly, but I fear that that is not going to be the case, and that for as long as there is a need, that this friendship group that was established by the member for Ryan stands in this place as a counter to some of the horrific crimes and exploitation that we see of young Australians, some of our most vulnerable Australians. When I received the call from the member for Ryan to be a part of this and to co-chair this organisation, it was of course an immediate yes, and it was of course an immediate call to action to be a part of and to help support our incredible frontline law enforcement officers. We had our first meeting on December 8th last year in 2020, and we were briefed by Assistant Commissioner Gale and Detective Acting Sergeant Laidler, and they came into this place, or into the Parliament, and they gave a briefing on Operation Arkstone and all of the different facets of that operation, and they were going into some detail about the level of infiltration of some of these circles that the Australian Federal Police does and that their members do on a daily basis. And you could see that even though this is their job, even though that they are in some ways hardened by this work, and they were two fierce, strong Australian women surfing in the Australian Federal Police, there is no doubt, and this was clear in their presentation, there is no doubt that for them and their colleagues to turn up to work each and every day and to be confronted by the sorts of material and the sorts of images that they are trying to combat takes its toll. It does. It would take its toll on anyone. Personally, I couldn't imagine being in their shoes, having to get up and go through the daily grind of working in this space, but they do it because they know it's so important that for every child that they intercept and for every child that they prevent something that will change their lives for the worse, they are doing incredible work and they are literally saving lives each and every day. So I join the member for Ryan in saying that we don't just thank you for your work for the Australian Federal Police and for the Australian Centre for Countering Child Exploitation, but we are in fierce admiration of their work, and we are in fierce admiration of the men and women who literally get up every single day to insert themselves in some of the most dark and predatory behaviours in our country in order to save and to improve the welfare and the living experiences of our youngest and most vulnerable Australians. And for that we say a deep thank you, and in this place I'm very pleased to follow the member for Ryan in acknowledging them. And I guess the only other bit I would like to say is that one thing that I've certainly come to appreciate as part of this experience, and one thing that I have picked up as part of this friendship group, is that it's not often strangers. It's that there is obviously an online presence where there is predatory behaviour from people that you don't know, but as so often is the case, these crimes are committed by people who are known to the child, who are known to the young person. And as someone who has, obviously, I'm a father of a beautiful little girl, but I also used to work in a classroom. I used to work in childcare. I used to work in kindergartens, and it was great work. It was a lot of fun, but you are also have a real sense of the responsibility and the duty of care that you have in those places. So this is unfortunately work that must go on, but I commend the member for Ryan for his leadership and initiative, and we stand on this side of the House in 100% support of the government's actions in this space.